This is where the Queen will arrive in a short while. But first of all, we have the Crown arriving. And a salute as the Crown is taken from the State car by the Crown Jeweller, who is Mark Appleby. And the Crown having been accompanied by Lieutenant Colonel Michael Vernon, who is the controller of the Lord Chamberlain's office, in charge of so many of the important functions in the palace, in Buckingham Palace. Relatively new to this post, having succeeded Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Ford. So being presented with the Imperial State Crown by the Crown Jeweller. This crown only seen very rarely at the state opening of Parliament and at coronations. So it's a rare sight indeed, unless of course you're a regular visitor to the Tower of London, and you can see it on display there. But it's been brought to the Palace of Westminster today to be part of this important ceremony. And then two other items of royal regalia being brought. The cap of maintenance being brought by Alexander Scully, who's the Deputy Controller of the Lord Chamberlain's office, and the Sword of State, which we can just get a glimpse of there, being brought by Admiral Sir George Zambellas, who's the gentleman usher to the Sword of State. What are these symbols? Well, they are simply symbols of the sovereign's authority. Ancient symbols. The cap of maintenance, traditionally a cap given by the Pope to those monarchs that he favoured. How times have changed. And the Sword of State, which goes back to the reign of King James. So it's been used at coronations and at state openings for several centuries. Being taken into the regalia room, as it's called, at the foot of the tower, where it'll be just prepared for the presentation itself in the Royal Gallery. Because what happens is that these symbols of the sovereign's power are put on display. As they would have been in previous years, they'd have been carried through the streets so that people could see these symbols of power. Well, today, the equivalent of that is that they're put on display in the Royal Gallery itself, where people can see them ahead of the sovereign's arrival.